So Call of Duty may be getting a map editor mode inside Modern Warfare 2 and future titles after that. And this sounds so freaking cool, because if this is what I think it is and it's similar to the Halo Forge mode, I'm going to be so hyped, because I remember the first time I played Halo Forge way back in the day, I said Call of Duty need this, especially COD Zombies. This would be perfect for Call of Duty, and it seems like it finally could be happening. But for now, I gotta stop and tell you guys where I'm getting this information from and who else. We're getting this leak from Ralph, and I'll link his tweet and especially his article going over all of this, because it's a pretty fast and short read and it tells you a lot. And in fact, I recommend you guys pulling up this article at the same time you're watching this, so we could go over this article together to just kind of break down everything this possibly could mean, because there's some things I'm not exactly sure what he means by, and we could do a little speculation on that. Regardless though, let's get into this leak. So the first thing Ralph says is that Infinity Ward and Treyarch both had plans of introducing this map editor into the respective games, of course starting with Modern Warfare 2, and then whatever Treyarch's game is going to be in the future, which is extremely exciting for me, but we'll get into that later. But what is this map editor mode actually going to do? Well, from Ralph tells us, he says that it's going to give us the necessary tools for blocking out, mapping, and editing already existing maps. And what this sounds like to me is a lot like Halo Forge, because when he says mapping and editing already existing maps, it sounds like the two main things you do in Halo Forge. You rather could go to an already existing map and edit some things about that, or you could go to a map from scratch and make one to whatever you want it to be. And that is something that I really like. And also, I want to stop here real quick and say that I really think that this is a map editor more like Forge than more like mod tools like we've seen in the past, because if this was mod tools, I think Ralph would have just said that. And also, no one ever talks about mod tools saying editing already existing maps, because like nobody does that. And because of that, I think this is definitely going to be more similar to Halo Forge than to mod tools that we've seen in the past for Call of Duty, which I think is actually a good thing, because if it's like Halo Forge, that means all console players are also going to be able to use this, whereas with mod tools, that's only for PC. And imagine all the crazy stuff that now console players are also going to have access to. Absolutely mind-blowing. Cannot wait for that. Either way, what else did Ralph say you could do with this? Well, at least for the multiplayer side of this, he says you'll be able to change spawn points, objectives, restrictions, completely changing the scenery and the map's individual properties such as crates, containers, and just random things you find around the map. And again, this is just what we've seen in the past with something like Halo Forge. In the past, you were able to change this, and to me, it sounded more and more like Halo Forge than maybe like mod tools that we've seen in the past. Of course, I could be wrong here, especially with the fact that Call of Duty is going to be returning to Steam, makes it a little bit of a chance that he's actually talking about mod tools, but I think Ralph would make a distinction for map editor and mod tools. Now, one thing he mentions in this article also that's a little bit cool or concerning, not sure, because I don't know if he made it clear what he means by this, is when he says altered maps will be closely regulated. If a creator is approved, they will receive a verified checkmark. And this is rather good, because if someone is really good at making maps and they made a lot of bangers, then they'll get a check mark, so everyone knows that all the maps they made are bangers, right? But I'm also concerned that that's not what it means, and that when they say all maps will be closely regulated, is that only people with verified check marks are able to share their maps with the community, which I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of that, because what if somebody just makes one banger map and the rest suck? Well, no one's ever going to play that one banger map because all their other maps suck and they never got that check mark to share it with everybody. And that gets me a little bit concerned there, which this is just comes down to how they choose to do this verification thing. But for the final thing Ralph says, and probably the most exciting part of all this, is when he says that Treyarch intends to heavily incorporate this map editor into its unannounced 2023 sandbox game. And if this game is what we hope it is, being a standalone COD Zombies game, that would just be the coolest thing ever. Imagine all the stuff we could do with zombies with a map editor. Oh my gosh, just like editing already existing maps would be a blast, but being able to make them from scratch on console and let all console players also have access to those, oh my gosh, it'd be the coolest thing ever. I don't know, it just would be so cool. Like, I've been saying this for so long, mod tools have been great for PC, but console players need something also, and this could be exactly what they need. But regardless, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this down in the comment section. Are you guys just as hyped for this as I am, or you have a little bit concerned? Go ahead and let me know that. Regardless though, if you guys did enjoy the video and you found it entertaining or informative in any shape or form, then definitely do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm gonna go. I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or the heck it may be, and laters, guys.